Hello everyone and welcome to Lost in the Reel. Today we'll be going over the new Apple TV Plus series, The After Party, brought to us by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. The creative duo has been on a hot streak for the last decade, bringing us the surprise hit 21 Jump Street and its sequel, as well as the animated bombshells, the Lego Movie and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. But does their streak continue with this new murder mystery comedy? Let's talk about it. The After Party is created by Christopher Miller and stars Tiffany Haddish, Sam Richardson, Zoe Chow, Ben Schwartz, Ike Barinholtz, Ilana Glazer, Jamie Dimitrio, John Early, and Dave Franco. When a high school reunion's after party ends in a death, everyone is a suspect. A detective grills the former classmates one by one, uncovering potential motives as each tells their version of the story, culminating in the shocking truth. As far as comedies go, we have experienced a dry spell as of late. It seems like there hasn't been any mainstream original comedies to come out in the theaters that have actually made a mark in what seems like ages, and comedy on television hasn't fared much better. Luckily, last year there were a few surprises like Hacks, The Other Two, and Only Murders in the Building to tide over our insatiable appetites for laughs. And we don't have to wait any longer for more, because 2022 is already delivering a slam dunk comedic farce with Apple TV Plus's The After Party. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller have done it again. It should be noted that Miller is the brainchild here, while Lord takes some of the writing credit. They have provided us a series with a concept that feels familiar, but one that is crafted in surprising, creative, and ingenious ways. In that manner, The After Party reminds me a lot of the Hidden Gem Game Night with Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams, which is probably one of my favorite comedies of the last decade. So yes, this one is a winner. The After Party is a Rashomon-style whodunit that follows a group of friends who are attending a high school reunion. Xavier, one of their old classmates who used to be a bit of an outcast but is now a famous musician and movie star, invites them all over to his seaside mansion for an after party. But the fun and games come to an end when Xavier is found murdered on the beach, and all of the party guests and high school friends are the suspects. Enter Detective Danner, who sits them each down one by one to get the story from their perspectives, which all vary in crazy and hilarious ways. And the detective must piece together each story to figure out the deadly truth of who killed Xavier. Like I said prior, this whole formula of a high school reunion that ends in murder, and it's the friends who are the suspects, has been done too many times to count. But it has never been done like in The After Party. Leave it to this creative duo to take a tired formula and turn it completely on its head with such a wildly imaginative approach. Detective Danner asks each of the suspects to tell her their side of the story like they are explaining the plot of a film. So each episode is set up in a way where we are getting the perspective of said subject, but played out in a different movie genre. Whether it be Ike Barinholtz Brett, who is the bad boy turned father in a failing marriage, whose story plays out like it's an action film a la The Fast and the Furious. Or there is love-struck Anik, who is vying for another chance with his high school crush, whose account of what happened is given the romantic comedy treatment. This structure allows Christopher Miller and his writing team to get really creative. Not only does every episode feel unique and special, but they are able to celebrate these beloved genres as well as satirize them in uproarious ways. And while the first 4 episodes pretty much stick to the overall concept to a T, which did worry me a bit for the show's potential longevity. In episode 5, Miller throws a wrench in the formula he has created and proves that he has so much more left up his sleeve. And while I never want to give away any spoilers, I must say that he continues to defy his audience's expectations in each episode after that. Now, let's get to this cast, because this is probably one of my favorite ensembles for a television show I have seen in quite a while. The After Party is full of up-and-coming comedic performers like Ilana Glazer from Broad City fame, Sam Richardson from Werewolves Within and HBO's Veep, there's Ben Schwartz from Parks and Recreation and who's also the voice of Sonic in the new movies, Zoe Chow from HBO Max's highly underrated Love Life, John Early, who shined in Search Party, as well as Jamie Dimitrio, who stars in the popular UK series Stath Lets Flats. There's also Tiffany Haddish, Dave Franco, and Ike Barinholtz, who round out this who's who of casts that could go on and on and on. And while I would love to spend the rest of this review name-dropping and fawning over how great these actors are, I will just say this. The After Party is able to allow nearly all of these performers to get their time to shine, and their chemistry with one another is spot on. It certainly helps that a lot of the cast and crew have worked with each other on different projects before. Unfortunately, there are a few supporting players who don't get much screen time, which is due to the very constrictive, and in my opinion, too short 8-episode run of the season. Something I will go over in a second. If I were to highlight any one actor, it would have to be Jamie Dimitrio, who I was completely unfamiliar with until watching this series. His awkward, bumbling, but sincere performance immediately made me want to check out his prior work from the UK. There are some things about the After Party that do knock it down a few notches for me, however, but nothing in which a second season couldn't completely mend. Also, keep in mind that critics were only screened 7 out of the 8 episodes, so we are also left in the dark about who the killer is until it premieres. But I can tell from what I've seen that these 8 episodes are just not enough. With only 30 to 35 minute runtimes for each episode, the season comes and goes so quickly that I was immediately left wanting more. There are so many intriguing characters introduced that there is simply not enough time to get invested in most of them. And with the setup of a revolving door of genres and the story jumping from one perspective to another constantly, you're left yearning for the After Party to take a second to breathe so you can further enjoy and soak in the festivities. Finally, I just don't think the murder mystery in this show is all that involving. I was left more on the edge of my seat wondering what the next genre being satirized was going to be than the actual mystery of who the killer was, which I'm pretty sure is not what the creators were intending. And I just can't see the final episode or the inevitable reveal making up for how little the case has gripped me so far, which is also an issue that the aforementioned Only Murders in the Building also struggled from. But, just as in that show, although the After Party is centered around its core mystery, it's more of a plot device for its actors and writers to have a blast, creating characters and situations that are entertaining as hell for audiences. And in that, this series succeeds in so many ways. So I will be giving Apple TV Plus's The After Party 3.75 shrimp cocktails out of 5. This series is able to overcome its tired formula and lackluster mystery through the collective power of its talented cast and creative team, who are able to make this brilliantly inventive After Party a damn good fun, laugh-out-loud experience. Thank you so much for watching Lost in the Reel. Make sure to share your thoughts on The After Party. What is your favorite Phil Lord and Christopher Miller project? Which star of this show are you most looking forward to seeing? Sound off in the comments section down below. And until next time, my friends, take care.